Kia ora, and welcome to another How To Plus Q&A event. My name is Anna Mari Fanthorpe, and I'll be your host today. Today, I have Tom Horner here from ASB, and we're going to be getting into the nitty-gritty, talking about how ASB is helping Kiwi businesses to get a step ahead of the rest. So, you are a part of the Digital Boost Alliance. ASB has become a member of the Digital Boost Alliance in hopes to help promote and support small businesses. And there's a lot of ways in which ASB does that. And so I'm excited to talk to you today, Tom, about that. I just wanted to welcome everybody who's joining with us on our social media channels. I know that that's where most of you tune in these days. And I also wanted to remind you that if you did have questions for Tom or myself, or wanted to give us some feedback, please drop it in the chat function, the Q&A function, or the comment section, depending on what platform you're streaming from. Now, if you have any questions that you need help with throughout the week or in your regular day of business, please reach out to our support team, related to business support, obviously. Please reach out to our support team, support@digitalboost.co.nz. We're here to help. You can even talk to us on the phone. So thank you, Tom, so much for joining us here this morning. I really appreciate your time, and I'm looking forward to hearing more about ASB's commitment.
Great. Thank you very much for having us. We're obviously super excited to be a founding member of the Digital Boost Alliance. ASB's been around for 175 years, actually 175 years on the 5th of June. So on that day at 7 p.m. on a Saturday evening, we opened our first branch on Queen Street, which was pretty amazing. And we were set up to serve the community, and we're still doing that today to help them grow and to help Kiwis grow financially. And we've been committed to helping New Zealanders with their banking and bringing the best banking products and services that we can to market. ASB's always been a bit of a challenger and always likes to do things innovatively and to rethink the way that we do banking and the way that people bank and manage their money. And we've tried to use our insights and innovation to improve as we go along. ASB has branches and business centres all across the country, and we have almost 6,000 employees these days. So we're the third largest business bank as well. And we've always been driven by a passion for progress and innovation. And we deliver this by trying to bring simple and easy ways to help New Zealanders improve their financial well-being today and tomorrow.
Yeah, I always find what ASB does is so relatable. You know, whenever I see marketing or anything that the things that they're offering Kiwis to support them, just on a general scheme, not just talking about business, it's always really lovely to see just the way that you speak with your customers. It's a real conversation. It's a real relatable kind of tone register, really accessible in the tools that you offer. And so it's quite lovely to see, actually, coming from a bank, you know.
Yeah, it is, and it's actually like that as an employee, so it's a great place to work, and we don't get paid to say that, but definitely one of our values is caring, and it's a good thing to have in the organization, and also when you with your interactions, and drives the way that we interact with customers. We've always been strong on the sales and service, and just being relatable with each other as employees and with customers too. And if it doesn't work for people, they're pretty quick to tell you. So we definitely have to keep that in front of mind. The value, you know, caring is one of them. The other values we have is integrity, which, you know, we can't operate without that. You know, we couldn't have a license to operate as a bank without that. Passion, obviously, we touched on before. Courage and united as a team. Those are the values that drive our behavior and our interactions with people. And that's why we were so proud to be a founding member of the Digital Boost Alliance, to help, you know, grow digital interactions across the country and help promote digital Aotearoa and grow our digital economy.
Yeah, it is. Look, the digital economy, it's not going to stop. It's just something that we're all a part of, whether you like it or not. And helping small
Yeah.
businesses, particularly that underpin really the economy here in New Zealand, and almost every economy, I would probably say would be a pretty blanket statement, helping small businesses to make it under the current conditions and the conditions we've experienced over the last 2 years is just so important, as it's always been important, but has been highlighted, I guess, with the digital, being digitally savvy, having the right tools in place. We really found that became not only like a nicety, it became a necessity over the past 2 years. So it's great to see organizations like ASB getting on board and really just assisting with small businesses here in Aotearoa. So let's talk a little bit about that. What is ASB's business bank? Because obviously there's different branches of a bank, you've got your personal elements, things like that. So let's get into the nitty gritty of what is ASB's business bank.
So our business bank's not quite 175 years old. It was started in 1991, so a bit over 30 years old, but it's the full spectrum of meeting business needs. You've got small business, then you've got commercial, and then up into corporate banking, and we are supported by our parents, Commonwealth Bank of Australia, for institutional customers. But we also serve rural customers. Some of the quirky ads you've referenced over the years have come from promoting our rural offerings. So it's the full spectrum of what businesses need to help them get ahead.
Yeah, wonderful. Rural people, like folks that live out in the rural communities. I absolutely love rural New Zealand. I think it is New Zealand. I mean, a lot of time, you leave Auckland and you go, oh, wow, New Zealand is just such a magical place. So it's wonderful to see the support that goes out to rural people in the rural community, because oftentimes it is a harder touch point for major organizations due to connectability and things like that. So it's wonderful to get a piece of that. And we get a little bit of a taste in some of the advertising that you have out there. So Tom, I hear ASB's done some innovative work, and you've talked about how you love that about ASB. And this is in support of SMEs during the pandemic. Can you tell us a little bit about that? And I know that we've got a couple of vids, so if we wanted to show those, I'm happy to assist you there.
Yeah, so we were obviously all impacted in the lockdown in 2020 when the COVID lockdowns kicked off, and so we obviously there were a lot affected by this, but we focused in business banking on who we thought were the most impacted, and that was the small businesses who perhaps weren't able to weather the storm of lockdowns as well as other businesses. So the most meaningful way we felt we could do that from a digital perspective was to create the ASB Business Hub. And so that was a web portal that was created in a matter of weeks to try and provide those businesses with the full wraparound services they need. So, where to go to get digital and how to get digital. What are the other tools I should be using? Basically a one-stop shop of practical tools and tricks, tips and ideas to help them start, run, grow their businesses. There were some partner offerings on there as well at the time. And then as we developed it, we moved into how would they go beyond the lockdown. So how would they manage cash flow and think about the seasonal demand and sustainable business practices. And also we provided our sort of most popular tool still is the COVID-19 support finder tool, which customers were able to enter and answer a few questions and provided with details about government support, which was fundamental and where to go to. And we provided that with the help of the government as well. And there's also, we've added a newsletter which goes out bi-monthly, every second month, to provide them with more tips and tricks and just different focuses for the relevant time of the year to help keep them informed.
Yeah, super important. That cash flow management is just essential for small businesses, and any business really understanding where your cash flow is in real time really helps you to make decisions on whether or not you need to pull back or reinvest or whatever you're doing there. And accessing COVID-19 support and knowing where to get that is that must have been so useful for the businesses to just know I can go here, I can find the information I need. Yeah, wonderful. So many great tools there that you guys have added to support small businesses.
Yeah,
so should we check out? Go ahead.
Sorry, we're going to keep adding to that. We've got a break-even calculator, and there'll be more functionality and more videos and snackable content added as we grow in terms of such areas like cybersecurity and sustainability, which are continuing to become more important for businesses.
They are indeed. Cybersecurity is like it's like the hottest topic next to what the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, or something, you know what I mean? Like it really is. It's like cybersecurity and that's all you see right now. No, but it is a really important topic, and it's really nice to hear more and more about that, because it's something that I guess, being in the tech space, I myself, and I know a lot of other people in this area, would love to see more cybersecurity being built directly into the platforms that are being created, into the systems that we're using. Unfortunately, some systems don't have those things. And so we need to still be educated on how we can do that ourselves in order to put us out of that risk space. And there are some really easy ways that we can do that. So exciting to hear that that's happening there. Did you want me to play a video?
Yeah, should we play the videos? Obviously, just an intro on the videos. We, in 2020 was I should say strange, but it's sort of carried on, hasn't it? A strange year, and we had one of our biggest assets that we sponsor is obviously the All Blacks, and they were sitting there somewhat idle and they weren't able to get out and play as much as they wanted to. So we got together with the All Blacks and decided we should donate our biggest marketing asset and to help. And we decided the best way to help that was to help them promote small business. So we ran a campaign and a promotion for customers to go on the draw, and we got over 100 advertising packages of players from, not just the All Blacks, but the various teams to promote New Zealand business. So these are a couple of examples.
Oh, that's so awesome. Okay, is there a particular order, or can I just go for it?
Yeah, no, just go for it.
All right, sweet. Now let's see if I can do this, because I'm not usually the person to do this. So we'll see what happens here. All right, can you see it full screen?
Yeah.
Hopefully. Okay.
1, 2.
Can you hear it?
1, 2, 3, 4. Vinny's is the greatest.
Cut. Too much. The jingle doesn't come from the head. It comes from the heart. The jingle needs to make the people tingle. Kia ora, New Zealand. I'm here with ASB and these guys to get this thing called the economy buzzing again. How? Well, I'm glad I asked. ASB is giving away their New Zealand rugby sponsorship to small businesses. And as far as promoting stuff goes, they're the bee's knees. Together, we're going to be making heaps of ads. Not for us, but for small Kiwi businesses. Let's go! Pretty cool, eh? It's just one of the many ways ASB are helping small businesses get one step ahead. To get involved, head to the ASB Business Hub.
Classic.
It's pretty awesome, isn't it?
I think I might have to stop share and then reshare. That's a classic. That's the kind of stuff I love that comes out of ASB, to be honest. It's just so it's comical, but it's there to support New Zealand as a whole. I really enjoy that kind of stuff. So I get a bit of a kick out of it. All right, let's see what else we've got in store. And if I can get back in. Oh, nope. I can't reach my browser. He's pretty funny too, actually. This is the different one, right? This is the fruit. Yeah, it's the YouTube connections. It'll just play anything for you. There we go.
With halftime oranges, there's only one place that delivers.
I love halftime.
Juicy. Orange is the new black.
Fruit Guys, fresh, tasty fruit delivered to your home or office, even if it's Eden Park.
Classic.
Yeah, I think the other thing we did, the extension of that was renaming Eden Park for one of the games as well for one of our customers. So that was pretty cool.
There's one person.
Hold on, sorry. YouTube's continuing to play. It's very keen. Sorry about that. Sorry, can you repeat what you just said? Apologies.
We also renamed Eden Park for a game too, one of the All Blacks games, one of our customers. So that was the
That's
extension.
awesome.
It was pretty cool.
Oh, well, we recently did something similar to that in Waipawa. We renamed it Digital Boost for a whole day when we launched Checkable,
Cool.
which was pretty cool. Yeah.
Checkable looks like an awesome tool.
It is indeed. Everybody should be checking it out. We're continuing, just like any IA kind of, or artificial intelligence, any kind of disruptive technology or tech, it's always going to have iterations. It's always going to have to be continually being worked on and improved. And so do continue to check it out, get on there and use it. It is really cool. It gives you lots of different resources. But let's get back into ASB, because that's why we're here.
We're going to be linking through to it on the Business Hub as well. So the ASB Business Hub.
How exciting. That's awesome. I didn't know that. Look, I'm getting into the know. You're really filling me in, Tom.
We've linked a few times to the Digital Boost website, obviously. Try and promote it. We'll continue to do so.
Oh, fantastic. So one of your central platforms that you use to support SMEs is the online portal called ASB Business Hub. So how does that resource help SMEs get one step ahead, would you say?
So we sort of touched on it earlier in terms of the practical tools and tips. So there's a lot of information on there and videos, depending on which type of content and the way businesses and business owners want to consume it. It's fundamentally open to any business. So you don't have to be an ASB customer to use it. There's no real promotion of ASB's products and services. So anyone can go on there, and in fact, over 140,000 New Zealanders have clicked on and used it. The Backing Business event series is on there, which we can touch on soon. But also the Borrow the All Blacks, videos were there. We have anything from cash flow templates to how to get digital to what's SEO, search engine optimization, marketing. So lots of things. We recently had a discounted rapid antigen test package on there, so it's really anything for a business. And some businesses are well connected and they have networks and people and advisors they can go and ask, but lots of New Zealand business don't have those networks or don't know where to start or who to ask or can't afford to spend money on advisors. So our aim and hope for the hub is that it will be the one-stop shop where a business can go, or someone can go with an idea and start their business and find out the information they need or ask the right questions. And then, if they wish to bank with ASB because of that, great. Or maybe they can find somewhere else. It's really the financial wellbeing hub for business for ASB.
Yeah, wow. It's really thoughtful, isn't it? It's quite considerate in that sense. Having lived in a number of different cultures and countries, you don't always see that consideration or thoughtfulness in what is put out there for their not even customers. Do you know what I mean? Because it's really, I guess, access to anybody. So it's just so wonderful to see. I do think it is something that Aotearoa does very well. Is really comes together and provides lots of underpinning support for just all people. Obviously there's no system is perfect. I definitely don't want to say that it's perfect, but having come from, some other cultures, I've definitely seen where there's nothing. And so to come here, it's a very supportive country in general.
Yeah. I think it's part of our, from our perspective, it's part of our social license as a bank that we need.
Yeah.
We really need to be doing this. And also from a New Zealand perspective, we're almost too small that we have to work together. We're always going to probably be the smallest person or the country in the room. So
yeah, it's wonderful. So are there any ways that members can get involved in some of the action?
Yeah, so obviously they can go onto the Business Hub, and on that we also have our Backing Business Events series. So there's a events tab on the hub, and we ran 15 of these events last year. That was a little bit impacted by COVID, but most of them are digital, so people can join from anywhere. You don't obviously need to be an ASB customer. They'll be populated when the events are available, and also on the main ASB site as well. They're aimed at all ends of the spectrum of businesses, from SMEs to large corporates. So Digital Boost members can go on there and view those. They have Borrow the Expert as well. So there's that series. So, we had lawyers talking about COVID-19 in the workplace and how, especially around what was going on late last year. And then we have experts from ASB talking about aspects of business as well. And then the extension of that is the Business Insight series, which is a sort of deeper dive using experts from around the country and the world, talking about things like the economics, trade, sustainability, human-centered design, all of those things. So those are other events that people can check out.
And so you're talking about this Insight series. Why, and maybe demystifying some of those topics, why are you running those series? I mean, obviously they're quite a large scope of information. So what's ASB's thoughts behind having information like this?
Yeah, I mean, it's really trying to demystify, I guess, to start with some of these topics and what they mean and don't mean and how it might impact a business. And then, it provides sort of actionable and meaningful insight or information rather than advice. Some of them will be advice about what people can do off the back of them. And, there's lots of things that people don't know. And if they don't know what they don't know, then how can they, tackle something or understand it to even start to ask questions or where to go to find help with these?
I totally agree. That's what Digital Boost, I mean, it's one of the things I always talk about. You could ask a small business, what do you want to learn? What do you want to know how to do? And often the answer is, I don't know. And because you don't know what you don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. And Google search isn't going to help you if you don't really know what you're searching for.
That's
and lots of time customers come to us and they don't really know what they're asking, but they just want to come and talk to someone, and it starts off, and hopefully at the end of the session they might have the question they need to ask. But in the Borrow the Expert sessions, they are there for 30 minutes afterwards, generally able to answer people's questions. And lots of these are businesses in their own right, and they're doing it for free. And so if people wanted to take up their services or talk to them more afterwards, then that's also part of the approach.
Oh, that sounds awesome. So I've heard ASB also has some sponsorships that target capacity building for Kiwi businesses. Could you tell us a little bit more about those?
Yeah, so we've got, obviously, around about the same time we started in business banking, an outfit called Business Mentors began. So they just also celebrated their 30th anniversary. So they basically provide coaching and support to businesses throughout their journey. So from all size, industry, situation. Obviously, they specialize in when there's a bit of change or people want to make a change. So we've had an amazing relationship with them. And so they're obviously a key partner. Another partner we have is the Company of Women, who celebrate female success and female entrepreneurship, which is really great. And they have some fantastic and amazing wahine who are doing great things in that space. And then, we touched on this, out in the heartland and New Zealand's primary sector nature, we have a long-standing relationship with Te Hono, who's connecting New Zealand primary industry to the world. And that's in the business space. We also, we have over 1 million customers in New Zealand. And so in the community sponsorship space, we've been doing this for a long time. We've been a primary partner and sponsor of St. John and the ambulance, you'll see. Hopefully you don't have to use their services, but we're there and they're there if we need to. Kids Can's been a long-term sponsor of ours, as is Starship and Rainbow Youth, and then the Springboard Trust. And the latest one we've just signed up to support is Youthline, which,
Wonderful.
Especially off the back of lockdowns and the increased anxiety, the mental health awareness, that's a really fantastic sponsorship. And then we've touched on some of the sports and marquee sponsorships, the rugby teams, particularly New Zealand women's rugby team for the World Cup coming up, and also the ASB Classic, the tennis tournament, which has unfortunately been cancelled the last couple of years, but fingers crossed it can happen in 2023. And I don't know if you've ever been to ASB Polyfest in the cultural space, the biggest Polynesian festival in the world, I think. So we've been a long-term sponsor of that. And obviously in Auckland, and there's the ASB Waterfront Theatre, and then some other venues around the country we sponsor from the arts and culture perspective.
Hands in lots and pots, indeed.
Yeah.
It's absolutely wonderful. We love hearing about how larger organizations come in and really touch the lives of individuals, and it's something that's so important and necessary, actually. And yeah, it's quite great.
It's got to be more than money too. You know, we get we get a whole lot of volunteer hours as an employee to go into the community and do great things, so, and help.
Is that right? That's wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, lots of other organizations and banks do it, so it's great. I'm off tree planting in a couple of weeks. I hope it's not raining like it is today.
Oh, I know, it's been some wild weather, I'll tell you. Now, when you do are you going out onto some of the smaller islands that go off of like where you do the tree planting on like some of those spots?
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah. No, I'm just going up to Winderhome to do it. So yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah,
so important.
Might be a wild ride today, though, Anna Marie.
I'll tell you what. It's windows were opening, closing, doors opening, closing. Like that's what I spent half the evening doing, just walking around, closing, opening. Well, not opening, they were opening, then closing windows and doors. It was just absolutely wild out here in West Auckland. It's just been mental. But you know what? I've been feeling like we had switched climates with Aussie here for a while. So it's quite nice to see the rain come, to be honest. It's a bit strange when you live in dry New Zealand, you know, and every time I talk to my mother, it's raining. This has been such a wonderful chat. I love hearing about all the insights here and all the tools that you have available, and not just that, also the continual drive to create more resources for small businesses. And I think that's what you guys are all about, and it comes down to your core values as an organization. And I've met a number of people from ASB now over the past, few months, in working with Digital Boost Alliance and working on Tech Week. And, I've always met just these most delightful people. Honestly, people in your team are just, easy to talk to and very passionate about what they do. So thank you again for being a part of Digital Boost Alliance and supporting Digital Boost members and this SMEs in general across Aotearoa. And thanks to your whole team for helping to make this session possible.
Great, no problem.
All right, have a wonderful day, everyone. Please reach out if you need any help or support. Reach out to ASB and have a look at some of the things that they have going on there. Take advantage of these tools. They're there for you to use. And if you need any assistance, contact us at support@digitalboost.co.nz. We're here to help. Looking forward to working with you again in the future, Tom. Have a wonderful day.
Same to you. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
See you, everyone. Ka kite.